a natural or are you an imposter? So what I mean is, have you ever experienced imposter syndrome? I learned recently that more than 70% of the people actually experience this. It's a phenomenon that deals with our self-image, our self-worth, our sense of deserving. So my name is Edna Castillo, and I am with Living Reality Dreams. I am a certified life coach, and I hope that this material really serves you. As I recently was with a group of women, and when I asked them, what topic can I talk about that will help you develop into the person that you would love to be? What is the one topic that you would love for me to talk about? And this was it. So here I am. So what is imposter syndrome? Imposter syndrome is a phenomenon that deals with doubt of our own accomplishments. We're doubting that we're why we became that successful. The skills that we're doubting our own skills, our own abilities, and our sense of worth. And we're afraid to be found out. We're afraid that somehow people are going to find out that we're not this person and we're not, we shouldn't be achieving these accolades. So it tends to occur in high achieving people, and not surprisingly, right? Because we're going up the spiral of who we are to be. And as we start moving up, we are sensing a little bit of discomfort with ourselves. And that is what causes imposter syndrome, the newness of being in this stage, being the person that is achieving these things, us being new at feeling those accolades and feeling that people are acknowledging how smart we are or how capable we are, or even when we are in a relationship that we may think we're not deserving of, we're afraid that this person is somehow not going to like us anymore because they'll find out who we really truly are, which we are already that person, but we're afraid to be found out. So that's imposter syndrome. And it happens to so many of us that it's worth talking about how and why and all of that. So it's an internal experience. This is imposter syndrome actually happens to us internally in terms of our self of worth and our self believing. So it's a perception that we're a fraud. And in case you wondered, it's not really a psychological diagnosis. It's not something that if you go to a counselor or a psychiatrist or a psychologist, it's not something that they're aware of it, that it happens, but it's not a syndrome, even though it has the name of syndrome. So what happens when we experience it? When we experience it could actually sabotage us into feeling not as confident, right? We're not feeling as confident in deserving the situation, and therefore it could be a defeating type of thing. Our self-esteem is lowered. It impairs us in the performance of our desires, and it actually impedes us from learning and advancing. So in some cases, it actually causes some physical and mental illnesses, such as guilt, worry, anxiety, where you don't think you're good enough, and that starts causing you to have your sympathetic part of your nervous system react, and when that reacts, it's altered, and anxiety starts showing up if it's health, over time. So how do we deal with it? How do we deal with it? Author from Maxwell Maltz, the author of Psycho-Cybernetics, said that he believes that we can never outperform our self-image, right? So basically, imposter syndrome has to do with our own self-image. Your thoughts, your ideas, your feelings, and your abilities basically have a say-so in your self-worth, in what you think of yourself, in what you think it's possible for yourself. So when you're experiencing imposter syndrome, It's actually, cutting away some of the self-image that you've already built up, or you're growing into yourself. And so it's important to start a process of actually believing in yourself and expanding your self-image, so you can take care of it, and you can actually use some of the tools that I'm going to be talking about to expand your self-image and deal with the imposter syndrome. So the first thing I would recommend is always believe that you have a higher source. If some people call him God, other people universe, source, infinite intelligence, whatever it is, or just the power that breathes every single one of us, right? There is something that is helping us breathe. We're not breathing ourselves. And there is this power that is supporting us, that is creating resources based on our thoughts in our vision of what we would love. So as we start building our lives and we start wanting things, we start manifesting the desires of our heart. And that is that source, that is God working with us. So what is actually happening is that we are co-creating life. And in that co-creation, now we've achieved this summit. We've gone up to this summit, and we don't feel comfortable because we've never reached it before. So that's all imposter syndrome is. We've never reached this summit before. Therefore, it feels strange. It feels out of who we are, right? It feels like we don't belong there. So expanding our self-image to really know that we belong there is part of what needs to happen. So my recommendation is that on a daily basis, acknowledge your wins. Acknowledge at the end of the day, or even throughout the day, celebrate yourself for doing something good. It's in our human nature, we tend to focus on the negative things. Oh gosh, I didn't do that right, or I didn't say that right, or just focusing on the things that didn't go right. Retrain your brain to start focusing on the things that do go right, because two things happen. You start building your self-image of, gosh, I did this right, I did this good, this is a win. And the more you focus on the win, the more you focus on the good, more good starts showing up. It's per our reticular system, that we start seeing more good, we start observing more good, right? It has to do with our process in our brain that allows us and filters in what it is that we want to see. So that's where what you focus on grows and expands, and therefore you want to be in the energy of, what is it that went well today? What are the wins that I can record? And be grateful for your day. Be grateful for the things that did happen and did go right. Put your focus on those. And my recommendation is to actually have a list, have a growing list of all of these accomplishments. It might be a good idea to start today. Start today a list of all the things that you've accomplished in the past, and just have a running list of all your accomplishments. It could be, I graduated from high school, I got an A in math, I made some great relationships. Whatever it is that really expands your heart and makes your heart sing, those are wins. So start recording them. And when you are feeling down, when you are feeling like you're an imposter, you can take a look at them and say, no, these are achievable things. These are things that I've achieved. Whatever it is that you've done in your career, you've gone different levels of your career, or you've graduated from gotten different certificates or different degrees. All of those are wins that you can record, saying, I am capable. I've done this already. And what you're doing is you're acknowledging number one, you're acknowledging the co-creation of your life and your ability that you are capable of this, and it's in the front of your conscious mind of being this person that continues to grow, and it is very capable of achieving these successes, right? The other part that I recommend is be authentic, right? So along with celebrating your wins, being in gratitude, be authentic. Don't stay away from having a pretense of I am somebody that you're really truly not. Everybody has wins, everybody has failures. We are all in this journey. So acknowledging that part of the journey is failure, and then sharing those failures with others, it does a couple of things. It actually makes you look like a hero because you're comfortable with yourself to be able to share those failures, and it also gives the opportunity for other people to grow. People learn from other people's failures, so you're actually evolving into a person that others want to be around because you're sharing your life authentically with them. You recognize when you have good things, and you also recognize when things don't go well. And staying authentic actually helps you with when you're dealing with imposter syndrome, because then you have the perspective of, what, all along I've had good, I've had bad situations occur, I had wins and I've had failures. And now this situation is something that I'm here because I deserve it. I'm here because I work hard for it. I'm here because I belong here, right? You have worked in changing your perception that you are part of that, growing yourself. And staying authentic really helps you in the natural progression of achieving your successes. So the last thing that I recommend is understand that imposter syndrome, that phenomenon, is just a sign to be celebrated. Because when you are feeling like you're out of place somewhere or you don't belong, it's a time to celebrate, because that means you haven't done this before. It's a new thing, and you are going up the spiral of who you are to be. I love that. It's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy, but anytime I feel out of place, I take a breath and I will say, okay, the power that breathes me resourced me to get to this place, and therefore I belong here. I belong here. And I'm going to continue to grow, and I'm going to continue to be in places that make me uncomfortable. Recently, my coach was talking about something similar, and she actually gave us an affirmation, me and my colleagues and I, and the affirmation goes like this: every day, and I have it on my my board over here, so that's why I'm reading is every day I am becoming more and more comfortable with becoming uncomfortable in the interest of growth and in service of others. So it's just a way of telling our subconscious mind that being uncomfortable is good. Feeling like an imposter is a good experience, once you choose to perceive it that way, because it just means that you're on your growing edge. You are growing yourself, and you are becoming the person that you're wanting to be, the person that you're summiting those challenges or those opportunities. You're summiting life's stepping stones to the person that you're wanting, to the person that you want to be. So I certainly hope that this served you. It's one of my favorite subjects in terms of helping people really see that they are powerful beings, more capable than they ever imagined. And my call to action for you is, if you like this post and it serves you, let me know. Let me know, because that just inspires me to continue delivering these type of posts. And if you are called to perhaps send me some type of communication via email or phone, let me know what else you want to hear about. I would love to serve you in this capacity of empowering you to live the life that you deserve, so you can get out of your head and the limiting beliefs, so then you can love your life and you can be the person that you're meant to be. So with that, I love you very much, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.